Right now in Iraq, an additional 130 military advisors or assessors, whatever you want to call them, are currently in that country, despite promises from the Obama administration that there was no military solution here to this crisis.
To take a closer look and give a more in-depth assessment of where we can continue to help.
That is Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel there explaining the process to Marines at Camp Pendleton in California. The Obama administration is still gauging the impact of several days of targeted airstrikes on ISIS fighters. This while Kurdish fighters continue their efforts to push back against these Sunni extremists in northern Iraq. And remember President Obama's recent statements on the current chaos in Iraq and what he said about the decision to pull U.S. troops out of that country back in 2011, that it was not his, it was his predecessor, George W. Bush's decision. Bush's first hand-picked administrator to the Iraqi Authority, Paul Brimmer, joined Newsmax TV yesterday and said that's just flat wrong.
History will be pretty clear that the decision not to have any troops there after January 1st, 2012, was a very serious strategic mistake that the president made.
As you saw there, Brimmer appearing on the Steve Malzberg show, he did say that the Obama administration should get some credit for the use of air power this week as the country, Iraq, continues to try and fight back against ISIS.
In the words of Newsweek, Ferguson, Missouri looks like a war zone. The city is still meeting with tension after an unarmed teen, Michael Brown, was shot and killed by a police officer. There are also new reports today of another police-involved shooting. That's according to USA Today. The war zone reputation is one no town wants, and this is also not helping matters. The FAA issued a no-fly zone over Ferguson, Missouri. According to the FAA's website, the agency restricted the airspace over the St. Louis suburb. The FAA made the decision to provide, quote, a safe environment for law enforcement activities. The shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown by a Ferguson police officer has sparked multiple days of outrage in the town, including looting, like you see right here. This week, protesters were cleared by riot police with tear gas. Police, Brown's parents, and spiritual leaders have pressed the community to stay calm. Well, Detroit is slowly starting to dry out today after the city was soaked by severe storms like you see here. Many parts of Metro Detroit are still a wet, muddy mess. Some roads were impassable after a storm dumped more than 6 inches of rain. The water stranded hundreds of motorists. Police divers were called in to search flooded roads. The mayor says cash-strapped Detroit might need state or federal help to finish the cleanup.